Welcome back to Learn Express Routes. This is getting a single expression. It says routes become much more powerful and they can be used dynamically. Express servers provide this functionality with named route parameters. Parameters are route path segments that begin with a colon in their express route definitions. They act as wildcards, matching any text at that path segment. For example, Monsters ID will match both Monsters 1 and Monsters 45. Express parses any parameters, extracts their actual values, and attaches them as an object to the request object, req.params. This object's keys are any parameter names in the route, and each key's value is the actual value of that field per request. So we have this constant monsters. It's an object which has this hydra and a dragon. We then make a get request to monsters/hydra. It hits this route, app.get/monsters, and then we have this name parameter, which this hydra will be attached to the request object with the name as a key and hydra as the value. Here we do console.log req.params, which logs out that object with key name and value hydra. We then send out that specific monster in that object by using monsters and then req.params name, which will be hydra, which will send back the hydra monster. In this code snippet, a get route is defined to match monsters/name path. When a get request arrives from monsters hydra, the callback is called. Inside the callback, req.params is an object with the key name and the value hydra, which was present in the actual request path. The appropriate monster is retrieved by its name from the monster's object and sent back to the client. Our instructions say create a get expressions ID get route that you will use to send back a single expression. You can use req.params object and the pre-written helper function get element by ID. We pass in an ID and an array to find the correct expression before sending it back. For instance, to find ID 560 from expressions, you would call get element by ID 560 and pass in expressions. This function returns the element object if it exists and undefined if it does not. Don't forget to restart your server when you make changes to app.js to test the Express Yourself machine. Use the box in the upper left corner to send a get request for a specified ID. We want to go down here and it says add a new call to app.get. So app.get, we want to go to /expressions/ID. Then we have our callback req.res_next, which has that arrow function, and then we can do this. So then within here we're gonna create a constant, call it, I don't know, single expression. It's gonna contain what this function will return, which was get element by ID. We want to pass in here req.params.id. And then the second thing is an array, which we have an empty array up there. Expressions. Okay, once we have that saved in there, we should be able to res.send single expression. Let's try to turn this on. Node-app.js. It says our server's in use, which means that I would be able to then refresh this. It did work, which means our server's on. Because we didn't get an error when I clicked check work, thinking that we passed it because we did everything right. Let's see, the correct ID of the expression can be found using req.params ID. So even if I was to grab that, reset this, go back here, did you send a response from the get expressions route? Let's see, put that there, try it again, and it did pass. So that was just for clarification. We did pass it. It was just not very clear the first time, but as long as you guys understand what's going on here, again, that's all that really matters. Passing these can mean nothing if you're not learning what is going on. Here we're making a get request. Here we created this route, which is at expressions/parameter ID, which means that we could pass whatever we want in there and it's going to be sent back with the request object so that we can do something in the back end here and then more than likely send something back. And that's what this res.send was. But either way, if you guys are understanding that, you guys are getting this, hopefully the next one doesn't give us no weird errors like that. But share, like, and subscribe if you found this helpful, and I will see you in the next lesson.